Hey, what's going on, Health for Thought family? Joe here. I got a lot of questions today about what I mean when I say to try and use a mind-muscle connection. And specifically, I was talking about it in my last video when I was talking about cable rows, then the way that I do them. The best way I can explain a mind-muscle connection is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. If you just mindlessly do a lift, right? Let's just use the same exercise example that I was doing. So what I was doing in my last video was cable close grip rows. What I noticed over my time of doing this exercise is that I naturally want to use my arms more than anything. Like, you have to obviously use your back to get that, to do that exercise if you put enough weight on there. But the thing is, I would notice a huge pump in my arms afterwards. My arms would just be burning. And my back, I would feel it a little bit, but not really as much as I would want to. So basically what I do is try and use a mind-muscle connection, or try to have a mind-muscle connection to use my back more than my arms. And there's a couple ways to do this. One thing that I do that might not actually physically make a difference, but it makes a difference for me and my mind, I guess, is that I use a looser grip and I let the bar kind of roll more into my fingers. As far as just the mind-muscle connection goes, it's really just like envisioning yourself just pulling with your back and really squeezing your back and getting used to using your back muscles that maybe you haven't really used before, or that aren't used to getting used. And I think that was the problem with me, is that I did so much arms early on that my arms want to take over when I'm doing just about anything. So that's why it was so hard for me to get used to this. But basically what it boils down to is really just, it's almost like, it almost feels like kind of like a Buddhist thing or whatnot, but it's just like really using your mind to your advantage to make your body pull more with your back. And I know that sounds kind of weird and kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? But that's really what it is, and that's what I mean. And you'll know the more that you try to do it, and the more that you focus, you lighten up the weight and you focus on just pulling with your back, or any muscle for that matter, no matter what you're working. If you're doing a bench press movement, you could be doing the same thing where you feel like you're using your shoulders and your triceps too much. So you really need to just bear down, maybe lighten up the weight a little bit, and really just focus on using your chest. And you can't really do that when you're just mindlessly pushing the weight. That's what I mean about mind muscle, is that you're actually focusing on using your chest muscle, your lat muscle, your quads, hams, whatever you want to focus on. It starts with your mind. So that's pretty much what I mean. I might have just confused the hell out of you even more. I hope not. But that is probably the best way I can explain what I mean by that. And I got a lot of these questions, so I know a lot of people are kind of confused on what it means. And we can continue to talk about this subject in the comment section if you guys have any questions that I don't cover on this. But that basically, that's what I think about. And that's, whenever I say mind-muscle connection, that is what I mean. And you're probably sick of me saying mind-muscle connection, but hey, that's what the video's about. So one more time, it's just about really focusing on pulling, pushing, using that muscle. Whatever you're doing, you're focusing on using that muscle with your mind. I really hope that sums it up for you guys, and I hope I didn't confuse you even more. But like I said, let's keep discussing this in the comment section, and I want to make sure that everyone has a good understanding of what I mean by this, because I think it's a really powerful thing. And for sometimes I think it's almost a must if you're going to be able to develop that certain body part that you're developing to its maximum potential. You're going to eventually need to do this. So that's it for now, guys. I'll have a lot more of these training videos coming out, as well as more meal videos in the future. Health for Thought, guys. See you next time.